electric vehicle space, where we're given to understand that electric vehicle body has met with Minister of Commerce Piyush Goyal in order to appeal to him, Karthik, that we know that there is a pause on subsidy, but it is important because we've already sold the vehicles under FAME scheme, FAME 2 that we are referring to, and it would be nice to get the money back.
Yeah, so Shweta, claims of about 1200 crore rupees through multiple OEMs are lying pending with the Ministry of Heavy Industries. Now, there are, of course, two conflicting views here. One, of course, initially was that many OEMs had flouted the FAME subsidy rules and had charged excessively over and above the price of the electric scooters sold in terms of selling the charger separately or the software separately, etc. But then those issues were contested, and I think 2 or 3 players were found to have misdone or misutilized the funds, and the rest of them were paid their dues. But 1200 crore rupees is still pending to be disbursed on account of the subsidy that OEMs have already disbursed back to the end consumer. So this is credit lying on the books of OEMs, and 1200 crore rupees is a sizable amount for small and medium enterprises and homegrown startups and those companies that avail the Make in India scheme and the Startup India scheme to use the FAME subsidy and start manufacturing and selling electric vehicles. They now seem to be at a loss because this money remains unrealized. And this is a huge chunk of money which could eventually, the fears that SMEV has cited in its letter to Piyush Goyal, now asking for the Commerce Minister to intervene because it seems to be a case of stalemate at MHI. So asking the Commerce Minister now to intervene, suggesting that this 1200 crore rupees is a big enough hole burnt in the pockets of OEMs, which could result in insolvency, bankruptcy of OEMs, or eventually them selling out their businesses to the best bid they get, and that best bid may not be another SME or another Indian company. It could be somebody from abroad coming to make a footprint into the Indian EV story, picking up these companies for tatters. And that's not the kind of situation that the SMEV letter cites, that the government of India or the Indian corporate India environment needs to be seen in light of.
Okay.
And he's calling, in fact, Suhinder Gill has gone on record to say that the situation right now is dire, and the message that we are sending out to global industry watchers is in fact not a good message.
Not a good message at all. Let me quickly also get in Krishna at this point in time. Krishna, OEMs that suddenly became the talk of the town, started propping up every now and then, started mushrooming on the back of a mega subsidy that was being offered by the government. Government essentially rolled out a carpet for EV makers, and it told them to come set shop here, start manufacturing here, start assembling here, and we will make sure we will subsidize the business. As a result of which, lot of such OEMs propped up, but now they have money that they have already paid by the way of subsidy, which has been rolled out to the customers to the tune of 1,200 crores, and they're suffering at the moment. Their books are dwindling, and they have now appealed to the government to ensure that this amount at least is paid back if FAME subsidies is even discontinued and there is no FAME 3.
Right, and Shweta, we're also seeing a drop in the numbers as far as electric two-wheelers are concerned. They're down by a near 10% in terms of sales because of the news of FAME subsidy being taken away. And the problem here is that you're looking at this is happening at a time when the electric vehicle sales, be it two-wheeler or three-wheeler or four-wheeler, are just about peaking in India. We sold more than 1 million electric vehicles in India last year. All two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler put together, more than 1 million. For the first time, electric vehicle sales crossed the 1 million mark. And exactly the year after that, all that helped the industry make that mark is being taken away. And one of the main things is that subsidy that you're talking about, the FAME subsidy. And what it also means as far as consumers are concerned is that, one way or the other, the prices of the electric vehicles are going to go up. Two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, all of them are going to go up one way or the other when subsidies get taken away. And what is tragic is that original equipment manufacturers, OEMs, who are already difficult to find in this country, who are already, you have auto ancillary makers in this country for the regular auto industry, original equipment manufacturers for the EV industry, who are already, working hard to push this EV bandwagon further and, taking risks of many kinds. Because look at it, anybody who's an OEM manufacturer for the EV industry right now is hoping for great growth,
Right.
a quantum growth, exponential growth in the years going forward, and of course continued support from the government. This way, support from the government gets taken away, and so do the
Right.
sales.
Right, absolutely. In fact, I spoke to somebody in SMEV yesterday, and they told me sales are down by as much as 60%. They're likely
month of
to
June.
in the month of June, and
Y
they're
on
going and they're going to go further down if this continues. Of course, EV industry, two-wheeler in dire straits there.